Happy Monday, technically Sunday night. Now, you see the title of the video. This is something that's really not really talked about much, but back to school is here, man. Now, back to school is an exciting time for the kids, for the parents. Kids are ready to go back to school. Parents are ready to have some alone time, peace at the house. Although there's a lot of excitement, there needs to be a little more concern with your kids going back to school, unfortunately. And I went to school. When I went to school, I would say school was much safer in a sense then. All we had to do was worry about Call of Duty shooters. Now there's a lot more things to be concerned with. One of the main things that's happening right now, there's currently an epidemic happening in the school systems, bro. And you're not gonna see a lot of the news cover this. You're not gonna see a lot mass coverage of what's going on, but there's gonna be stories here and there only on social media. Now, what am I talking about? I'm talking about the student to teacher relationship, bro. That relationship within the past three years, I would like to say the past 2 years has drastically changed. You know what I'm saying? There's literally no professionalism. There's no boundaries. There's no real dress code. A lot of things are different in the schools. When I went to school, bro, I remember a lot of my teachers being older people, bro. And I specifically remember they had a certain dress code they had to abide by. It was bland colors. They wasn't wearing a lot of red. It was blue, gray, black. You know what I'm saying? Women and men. Now, off tops, I could literally remember we only had two attractive teachers, and they was somewhat in their 30s, a little bit 29s, 30s. The reason I'm saying that is because, bro, when you look at the school system today, bro, it's nothing but young teachers. From the males to the females, it's nothing but young teachers. Beside that being the case, a lot of these young teachers, bro, there's no dress code that applies to these people. And there's discussions that go on online where people are trying to justify, oh, it's not the teacher's fault that the teacher has a BBL. If this teacher has a BBL, this teacher should not be working in the school. Because why are you putting kids under that circumstance to deal with that type of temptation, bro? They're already dealing with that type of temptation when they get on the internet. Movies. You know what I'm saying? That temptation is literally around every corner. So if a teacher has a BBL or a super thick body or just a crazy Buffy the Body looking teacher, why is this teacher working in a school? Because what I seem to grasp is when I went to school, they literally, whoever was in charge of school back then, they literally took the attraction factor away from learning. Meaning that they thought about it like, nah, these are kids. If we want these kids to focus to learn anything in school, we don't need to bring any super attractive people around them. Second, they understood like a super attractive people need to be around adults. They don't need to be around kids. Older people needs to be around kids. When you look at the grandparent grandkid relationship, that's like the setup. That's where a lot of learning occurs. So going to school, bro, we had a lot of older people teaching us. Now it's just too many young teachers, bro. And I think the schools need to enforce a stricter dress code guideline. People cannot be coming in there wearing vibrant colors. Second, there needs to be a severe professionalism rule in place. What do I mean by this? A lot of these teachers have social media, bro. Back then, you didn't even know if your teacher had Facebook. Facebook, really, because that was what was the most popular, or AOL or whatever. You didn't know any of that. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, you know, all the teachers in the class might know this teacher's TikTok. They might know this teacher's Facebook, this Instagram. And that's where the professionalism is lost within the relationship because a lot of these teachers are telling these kids about the social media. They're showing these kids social media. They're even doing TikTok dances with these kids on social media. And these kids then add these individuals on social media, bro. A lot of these stories that are transpiring where there's a relationship between a teacher and a student is happening through social media, bro. They're talking, communicating with these kids through social media. So any teacher that wants to work in the school, you can't be on social media. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you're gonna start talking to this individual, this kid, through social media, develop a relationship, and it leads to a SA situation. And this is what's happening, bro. Nobody's really chiming in on this. But if you have a kid, bro, you literally gotta have a conversation with your kid. If your kid is from elementary all the way to high school, if they're old enough, smart enough to comprehend, what you're saying, you need to have a conversation with them. And you need to basically tell them, like, look, schools are not the same. When they go to school, they literally have to keep an eye out for a lot of these teachers. A lot of the young teachers, the teachers who want to be fun and vibey, and instead of teaching and be your friend. There's no friends with teachers. It's teachers and students. There's no friends and teachers. You know what I'm saying? That never needs to be a situation. Growing up, I ain't never had teachers as my friend. It was all my teachers. It was all professional relationship. The two ones that were young, we just admired them in a sense like, oh, they look good, but we never was close with them. They never even had that type of relationship with us, bro. And that is an issue because that's not the case today. The case is the total opposite. These teachers are like best friends with the kids. They know all about them. They know their favorite color. They do dances with them. And nah, bro, that's the reason a lot of these people are thinking they can have a romantic relationship with your child. So you really need to sit your kid down, man, and have a conversation and tell them, like, look, the schools are not the same. A lot of things are different. At the end of the day, they need to be cautious of any teacher that's gonna be so interested, so you know, persistent to be close to them, or wants to communicate with them through social media, or wants to talk about the social media. Because imagine, like, your son is in math class, his teacher she's super thick, she's wearing all these tight outfits, and then she's standing on the board with her back turned to him, trying to teach him algebra. You think your boy thinking about numbers when is a teacher with a bubble, you know what I mean? A bubble behind her with the skim tight dress like she going to a video shoot. He not thinking about math. They're all gonna be admiring that. And to pivot into a story, bro, I got four brothers. One of my youngest brothers experienced this in school. He played basketball, took care of himself, good looking guy. He had this one teacher, bro, and this teacher, she kind of like was fiending for the attention from the younger kids, the younger males in the class. He would tell me, like, she would just come in and try to be super cool with them. She would go to their basketball games to cheer them on, like she's doing like groupie activities, bro. This is a grown woman. She would go to the basketball game to cheer certain people on. When certain people came in class, she'd do TikToks with them. She always was talking about her physique and how much she spent so much time in the gym. Why is this teacher talking about all this with these young dudes? My brother told me it was to the point where some of these dudes were so infatuated with this lady. It's like at times when she didn't pay him attention, it kind of showed. You know what I'm saying? And I simply would have a conversation with my little bro. I'm like, yo, bro, you gotta watch out for her. He's like, what you mean? Because I'm already knowing how a lot of his friends are thinking. They're like, oh, this is cool. Yeah, I'm talking to an older woman and this and that. And I'm like, nah, bro, you gotta watch out for her, because at the end of the day, you gotta think she's grown, bro. It's a lot of grown men out here that she could be telling that stuff to. Why is she telling that to y'all kids? Y'all got girls y'all age at school with y'all. You feel me? If anything, they should be telling y'all that, not somebody that's triple your age. You know what I mean? That's supposed to teach you. He like, hey, bro, I see what you're saying, and he started to kind of pivot away because it's easy for your kid to fall into that trap, bro. Imagine you got this attractive adult wanting to be friends with them, wanting to be so cool with them, even giving them passes in class. It's like they start to build a relationship with this person, and that person uses that relationship to try to like manipulate the child into having intercourse, bro. This is what's happening consistently, back to back to back to back. It's happening with the males, the females. I even had a follower on a live. Following the live was like, look, I'm in a class where there's this guy, he favors all the women. It's a similar example. Why would his teacher only favor all the girls in his class? You telling me that out of all the boys in his teacher's class, there's not one good student that's a male that he favors all the girls, only the girls. Now, this is a guy that needs to be on high alert, high watch. You know what I'm saying? And I said this before, but I think, man, there needs to be a severe audit of the school system, bro, because there needs to be older teachers in there, man. There needs to be more professional teachers. There needs to be teachers who don't really got time to do a TikTok dance with you. They think that is embarrassing. You know what I mean? They need teachers that don't want to tell you their Facebook because they don't even want to be friends with a kid on Facebook. They think that's strange because these are the teachers I grew up with. You know what I'm saying? These new teachers are totally different. Cause in order for the school to be safe, it's like all of this has to transpire, and you have to worry more about than just COD shooters now, man. The real threat is in the class. The real threat is in the classroom, bro. The threat is at the desk. It's writing on the chalkboard, doing the presentation. You know what I mean? You got dudes coming in there. There's this one dude on Twitter. They was cooking this guy because this guy this guy's coming to school to teach, dressing like he's going to the club. He's coming to school with tight leather pants. Why you coming to school with tight leather pants with some kids? Like, what are you up to? You wear tight leather pants when you going to the club to impress the shorties. You know what I'm saying? It just like his style of dressing was very unprofessional. And it just like me, it's a lot of people that kind of understood, like, yo, this is not appropriate for this guy to even be teaching kids. And there were people on the opposite end saying, oh, he's just a fun teacher. He's probably one of the ones they relate to the most. That's not why he's here. He's here to teach. He's not here to be fun for the kids. He's not here to be their best friend. He's not here to do TikTok dances with them. He's not here to, you know what I mean, get close with them and I talk to them outside on social media. He's only here to teach, bro. That's it. He's here to teach. They need to find people who just want to teach in the schools. Because, bro, I'm telling you, even if you don't believe what I say, bro, which you might think, hey, this guy is crazy, just do your research. The numbers are out there. Go look at the cases from within the past 3 years. There's been a dramatic increase within the past 3 years in all of these SA cases between students and teachers, ranging from male to female, all over the board. Male students, male teachers, female teachers. All over the board. It's a dramatic increase. This is really transpiring, bro. And it's gonna be rapidly increased because the more and more you look, teachers get younger. 21-year-old teachers, well, Shorty's still going to the bar getting drunk. She not ready to teach. You know what I'm saying? They need 39-year-old teachers in there, 40-year-old teachers. And even then, you gotta make sure they professional. They not trying to come in here and doing TikTok dances and want to shake up every day with Tommy. No, they want to, hey, get in class. You're late. Did you do your reading today? Like, that's the teacher they need. They don't need the fun best friend teachers, bro, because that's just gonna lead to a essay situation. And you don't want to have that situation happen because that's gonna ruin your child's perspective on life, bro. It's gonna ruin your child's perspective on life. They won't think the same after engaging with a grown adult in an act that is like more preferable with someone their age. This person just kind of took advantage of them in a sense. You know what I mean? This person is ruined. They probably been, nailed to the coffin egregiously so many times, and then they're going after this kid, who might have kissed here and there or whatever, something slight. You know what I'm saying? So it's a dramatic, traumatizing, life changing experience for the kid, bro. And a lot of the kids, I know they think this cool in the moment, but it's not gonna be cool based on how it's gonna affect your life going forward. So y'all really need to sit down and at least have some type of conversation with your child, man. Let them know, At school, they gotta kind of be wary of all the wanna be best friends, fun, loving, TikTok doing teachers, bro. Those are the ones. You know what I'm saying? And bro, it's so many of them, bro. It's insane. It's like multiple cases happening every single month plus. Every single month plus, bro. And it's not getting a lot of coverage because it's literally flying under the radar, flying under the radar. But if you go look up the total amount of cases in the past 3 years, it's dramatically increased. It's like they're sending horny adults to teach kids. You feel me? These people are not even coming to teach, bro. These people are coming in here with a different intent for the kid, man. A different intent. And all that's doing is ruining these kids' lives, man. Taking something away from them. Some of them, their innocence. You know what I'm saying? For this tainted, used up adult. Most of the teachers are coming in there, they ain't not so innocent. They, like I said, when I say you have been nailed to the cross egregiously, think of an XXX film. You know what I mean? 1 hour. Every scene, positions used up. You know what I'm saying? Why is a used up individual trying to interact that level with a kid? It blows my mind, bro. This kid is still pure. This kid is still innocent. This kid is still experiencing life. This person now comes to faster accelerate that. Instead of focusing on learning, that's their only intent. And it's a lot of these people in the schools as teachers, maybe even principals, bro, paraprofessionals, bro, lunch individuals, bro, breakfast. It's a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? Everybody think, you just gotta always worry about the COD shooter, bro. That's not it no more, man. You gotta worry about the teachers, the lunch lady, the hall monitor. You know what I'm saying? You gotta worry about everybody at the school. Unless there's like a curriculum crackdown or a school crackdown, but I don't know. I really don't see it really happening because a lot of what's happening is literally going under the radar. I say under the radar, I mean literally under the radar. No one's even really thinking about what's transpiring. They're not even thinking like, oh, this could be happening right now. No way. You know what I'm saying? Nah, my kid is good at school. Nah, one second, y'all. 1 second. I'll be right back. Yeah, it's really an epidemic, man. Nobody's really discussing it. I feel like I will cover the situation because it's a serious situation. Like every time I go on Twitter, bro, it's a new case. It's a new case. And I personally feel like I said, a lot of the cases are not even being put out there on social media for people to know. But this is happening in schools all over the states, man. And if you got a kid that's from elementary to high school, sit them down. Had that discussion with them, talk to them. Explain to them that what's really happening, what they need to look out for. You know what I'm saying? They gotta look out for hey, what's up, man? How are you? How was your summer? Oh, did you do something fun? That's pretty cool. Like the over talkative, want to know all about the child. Like teachers back then weren't like that. Classes in session, attendance, teaching. That's all I remember. I don't remember them trying to talk to you for too long. Not that much. Not. And I say this from a good standpoint because, bro, one of my teachers was my track coach, bro. He kept it professional. He wasn't my friend. He was cool, but he wasn't my friend. You know what I mean? He was my teacher in the daytime, my coach in the afternoon. He was two different people. You know what I'm saying? And it was a lot of professionalism there. He could have been trying to be cool with me because he was both my teacher and coach, but it never crossed that line. You know what I'm saying? He was an older gentleman, family, wife, kids. A lot of the people they're putting in these schools, they don't have kids, they don't have a wife. They're just out here probably partying every weekend when they're not teaching, hooking up, because they're still young, bro. These people are not mentally stable to teach kids yet, bro. They're gonna like lust for the kid because they're doing that already outside of teaching. Some of these people have OnlyFans, bro. Some of these teachers have OnlyFans. Imagine a teacher that has OnlyFans teaching your kid, bro. You think this lady or this man has a mental stability to teach a kid without getting attracted to a kid? You know what I'm saying? Like it's a crazy thought, but think about it. A lot of these teachers, bro, I'm telling you, they have crazy social media accounts, bro. What they're doing on social media is like, bro, back then you couldn't be that young and teach, bro. Now these young teachers shouldn't be teaching, man. I'm not gonna lie, like, cause they're not mentally stable to not want to have a relationship with these students. A lot of them are failing that constantly. There was even a guy, bro. His wife had got impregnated, bro, by a student, and she lied about the baby. You know what I'm saying, or something crazy like that, bro. But it's like, imagine somebody with a family and kids, and then they want to sleep with a kid, but they got kids. Bro, if that ain't like the craziest, bro, think about what I'm trying to say to you, bro. That is like the craziest mental for a person to have to even do that. This person is okay with sleeping with someone else's kid, but they have kids. How does that work? Think about what I'm saying though, bro. It's like you saying I never eat my dog, but I'm okay with eating someone else's dog. Something crazy like that. You know what I'm saying? That's a crazy mental, bro. You not gonna eat your dog, but you ready to eat someone else's dog, but you love your dog. I'm not saying dogs are kids, but it's like I'm just trying to give you a metaphor of how crazy that mindset is. That's when I say it like that, it's like it sounds crazy. But these are the type of people that's in the schools, bro. You feel me? A lot of these people have kids. A lot of the young ones don't have kids. They're literally just horny. Straight out of college. They've been in college getting nailed to the cross egregiously every weekend. Men and women. The men is hitting everything, moving on college every weekend, every night. Now they're in the classroom trying to focus, teach adolescents. Nah, they can't make the switch. They're not ready to make that switch. Someone who's settled in life, that has a family, has a husband, has a wife and kids, mortgage, bill, they're ready to teach because they understand the purpose of what they're here for. Someone who's just fresh out of college, getting nailed to the cross, egregiously hitting everything, moving, they're not ready to teach. They still want that lifestyle. And now being in this environment, they form manipulative tactics with the students, bro. Want to get cool with them, want to add them on social media, do dances with them, know their interests. You know what I'm saying? Then boom, they get what they want. They get what they want. And a lot of them not even like scared of the consequences because this is continuously happening. Back to back to back to back to back to back to back. They're not even scared of the consequences of doing this. It's just the greed and what they want. Even though what they want is supposed to really come from adults, grown folks. They can go and get that from grown folks whenever they really want. Some of them can even go pay for it. Some of them can let them live with them for it. They don't gotta go after a child, a kid. But the greed in them, from like I said, fresh out of college, getting nailed to the cross egregiously every weekend, God hitting everything, moving every night. This person is not ready to teach, bro. These are a lot of the people that's in schools currently teaching. Don't get me wrong, there's a few good teachers, bro, that's not on that type of time, bro. You know what I'm saying? Even the people that watch through daycare, bro, you gotta watch those people. They saying your baby's attractive. Like what you mean by that? Like all the over complimenting your kid. You gotta pay attention to those folks, bro. Cause why are they so attracted to your baby? Why are they so attracted to your kid? Why? Think about it. Why? This is a baby. It's a kid. You're an adult. You shouldn't have so much attraction to a kid unless it's your kid. Why are you so attracted to another person's kid? It doesn't make sense. You should be only attracted on that level to your kid. Oh, your baby so good looking, good looking baby. Like you gotta watch out for that person. You might not even be able to trust them dropping off your baby. You know what I'm saying? Because all that over complimenting the kid is like it's gotta be another intent. If you don't have to over compliment a baby, the baby can't even understand what baby don't even understand what you saying right now. Like the baby, like, what is this person saying? You feel me? You can't trust those type of people, man. And a lot of the kids, like I said, they're excited to go back to school. A lot of the parents, you excited for them to go back to school, to have a house to yourself, had a long time. But sit down with them, have a conversation with them, tell them, look, you got to stay away from these type of people when you're at school. They're gonna be teaching you. They're gonna be in the hallways. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, it's kind of crazy to how to say this, but it's like, bro, it's really a serious thing that's occurring, bro. It's not made up. I want you guys to do your research, bro. Look up the amount of cases within the past 3 years and look at the jump in the numbers. It was a dramatic jump in the numbers. Then when you start looking at the cases, because I went and looked at the cases, I started looking at these people's photos. A lot of them was young people, bruh. Even the males, young. You feel me? And I'm like, bruh, since when the teachers started looking like they could work a bartender job? These people look like they could be bartenders. What they doing teaching? Then I'm like, nah, hold on. How come all the teachers is young all over the cases, every case, and they're young and attractive? They're young and attractive. Bro, go look at all the pictures, man. I ain't gonna lie, there was a few older person, and I looked at it like, how did this older person, how did this older person even convince this young person to partake in his act, bro? And they had to probably do with some extra credit or better grades because, bro, the older people, I was like, nah, this is crazy, because I can see why they would partake with a younger person because they felt attracted to this person in a sense of the manipulation that this teacher was pushing, the friendship, all that. You know what I mean? But it's kind of messed up all over, man. It's messed up all over, man. And like I said, I had siblings in school. They used to talk to me. They be like, man, why yes, I ain't gonna lie, like this teacher mad weird. You know what I'm saying? This teacher be looking at me all the time, and I just be like, man, you gotta watch out for that teacher. You know what I'm saying? Keep your eye on that teacher. You know what I mean? Cause I want them to understand this person is too interested in you. You my bro, my sis. Why are they so interested in you? Like what's going on? Like, you gotta watch out for them. And you gotta tell this to your child. Tell this to your child, your nephew, if you get a chance, your son, your daughter, especially if they're going from, if they're in elementary to high school, bro. I mean, maybe 17, they good. You know what I mean? Because seniors, they know the play, man. Seniors, maybe juniors, they good, man. But up until ninth grade, you gotta let them know early. Like this is the play. This is what's going on when you get in that building. This is what you might experience. This is what to look out for, and this is how you handle that. If they start doing that more, bro, I'm telling you, you're just gonna see these cases come out like that. Cause a lot of these relationships, bro, some of these relationships been going on under the cover for so long. And the crazy part, I'm telling you, one of the craziest part, a lot of the people partaking in this have spouses or boyfriends or girlfriends or wives. So what more do these people want? Do you give me like what more do they want, bro? They got wives at home, bro. They got husbands, they got boyfriends, they got girlfriends. Why do they want your child, family? You feel me? What more could they want? It ain't like they ain't got nobody to talk to, do that with. They do. So why do they want to go after your child, man? And I'm saying it's an epidemic. People might say, yo, I'm tripping. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's really an epidemic because my younger siblings experience stuff like this in school. They would tell me about specific people. They would tell me about them all the time. Like even people in the hallways, different teachers. My younger sister, she always let me know. Like I had to go get her some type of pepper spray. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, keep that with you. Keep that with you, man. Like she said, there was this one teacher who would be like this, like why just watching her through the hallways, going in classrooms. I'm like, keep that pepper spray with you, man, because you never know why this person's so intrigued by you. You my little sis. You cool, but it's like you's a kid. It's a grown man. You feel me? Like we can't go out like that. So have that conversation with your child, man. Have that conversation with your nephew if you have to. Have that conversation with whoever you have to have that conversation with, because if you do not, they're not gonna know what's occurring. They're gonna go to school, be like, man, Mr. Brown is so cool. Mr. Brown's not cool. He's a predator. You know what I mean? He's praying. His whole main intent is to get close to this child. You know what I'm saying? We ain't had no teachers trying to get close to us when we went to school. That's facts. They kept it teacher student. They don't even like you calling them by the first name. Anybody in here, if you knew your teacher's first name, you ever said that, they felt disrespected. They felt disrespected. Nowadays, the kid know the teacher's first name, middle name, birthday. How? Why? This information, it shouldn't have. How did this transpire? Your kid shouldn't be this close to a teacher, bro. The teacher shouldn't be close to your kid. Back then, you didn't know your teacher's first name. If you find out you ever called them that, they might give you detention, bro. They might put you out of class or something, because they felt disrespected. Now these teachers is doing TikToks with the kids, dancing and all that. Why? They're not the same age. It's not the same age group. Some of these teachers, they come to school dressed like they finna go try out for it. They finna go model or something. Dudes looking like they finna go to the club and bag 7 shorties. Why you look like that? You not going to the club, you coming to teach. You need to have gray, black, brown attire. That's the colors I saw teachers. I ain't seen no color coming to school. Super fresh leather pants, looking like he R&B star or rap star. Or this lady looking like she a video vixen. How am I gonna focus? You think the kids can focus when this person is like that, looking like that in the schools? And it's not your fault. It's whoever's in charge of the schools, bro. And the only way for you to protect your kid is to have some type of conversation with them. Cause I'm telling y'all, bro, I swear on everything I love, this is so many cases of this happening that if you look it up, you will be like, dang, I ain't know it was this many cases. Cause nobody's covering it. It's low key, it's under the radar. It's one of them things where no one's really thinking about, bro. You're not thinking a teacher at school trying to have, a romantic relations with your kid. You're not thinking that. It's the same person you might see at the conference. You know what I mean? And the kids are thinking this is cool. Oh, I'm kind of, cause kids, bro, I ain't gonna lie. When they young, you always wanna be an adult faster. You know what I mean? You just can't wait to be an adult. So a lot of, opportunities that presents itself for you to seem like you're doing that, you might take it. Like driving the car without supposed to be driving, or having a relationship with an older person, because you think that's kind of cool, but it's not cool. This person is literally taking advantage of you through manipulation, and they know exactly how to do it. They using the attraction. They trying to be your best friend. They're exchanging information, social media wise, probably giving you passes in class. They know how to do it. They know how to get close to you, but you can't change how the schools are set up. And I'm gonna be honest with you, but the teachers look like they just gonna keep getting younger and younger and younger, and they're just gonna be putting models in there. They're gonna get all the Abercrombie models, all the Victoria's Secret models. And they're gonna have them teaching your kid, bro. I swear. I'm not lying. Like, I remember my favorite math teacher, she was an older white lady with gray hairs. She was one of the sweetest old lady. She'd be like, it's okay, YS, you're actually really smart at math. You know what I mean? Without trying to have her break something down to me, you know what I'm saying? And I never looked at her as like attractive, bro. I'm like, dang, this could be like my grandma or something like that. That's how your kid need to be thinking when they're at school. They don't need to be thinking like, "Oh, this teacher looks so good," and you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro. They don't need to be thinking that, bro. Because when they're thinking that, they can't focus on learning. Now their mind is elsewhere. They might fall into temptation. They can easily be manipulated. They're off their guard because they so infatuated with a person. Like, look at it like a fan with a celebrity or something. These people aren't a celebrity, but the more and more they get closer to your kid, your kid's gonna confide in them with things, break the barrier, trust them more, and that's when they gonna get what they want. You know what I'm saying? That exact moment when all that happens, they feel like they can get what they want. They prey on your child, and it's crazy because I told y'all these people don't even care about the consequence of that. Because bro, everybody knows the consequence of that type of action with the kid, with the child, an individual that's younger than you. Everybody knows the consequence. It's not oblivious to anyone, bro. So imagine someone who has a life set up, a family. This is quote unquote their career, their dreams, their passion, and they give that away for a quick interaction with a minor or child. You think that's a normal person? That is not a normal person, bro. That is like a mentally deranged individual. The lady I told y'all about last time, she would come. My brother said she would come to class and be like, "I just bought these new Lululemon leggings. Why she talking about that?" And he'd be like, big bro, I don't even be caring. I just be like, man, who cares? Like, why? And the dudes, some of his dudes on the basketball, like, oh yeah, she looking fire in them leggings. When they go to practice, like, man, did you see her leggings today? Like so starstruck about this teacher, bro. When I saw the, when I saw the teacher, I said, yo, ew. But you gotta think, I'm much older. You feel me? The young dudes, they just getting this attention, and sometimes the kid likes the attention. And as a parent, you working all the time, bro. So you got a growing up showing your kid attention, acting like they care about them. You know what I mean? That's another thing that might get them to go on that type of temptation. You feel me? When I saw the teacher, I'm like, yo, bro, this lady look like she just been used up. Cause I can see that. I'm older. When I say used, I'm talking about frat party every week, every weekend. Man, what? Home, out of town, like used up egregiously, bro. Like she don't got no life left. So the only life she probably wanna go after is the youth. When I say no life, I'm talking about it. She looked like she been used up, bro. Because you could tell somebody that's been used up that don't take care of themselves, but they might have certain what's the word, features that are still decent. You get what I mean? Decent, and they might play off that. So she was playing off her buns, but everything else was like it was used up. So now the only validation this person has, because bruh, somebody like me and you that's older gonna see this person like, ew. You could tell this person's used up, bro. And I'm not talking like this person ugly. I'm just talking like you can see when an individual's been used up. It's gonna show, bro. The body, there's wear and tear on the body. You know what I mean? But a kid is not gonna see that. They're just gonna see, oh, this person's paying attention to me. They like me. They want to. They're so cool. They're so down to earth. We talk on social media. They added me back. That's what they're gonna look at. So had this conversation with them and let them know, like, look, don't even entertain none of that. When somebody's trying to get close to you like that, excuse me, you stay away from them, far, far, far away from them, because that's the type of person that's gonna try to manipulate you. And like I said, growing up, man, I ain't never had none of the teachers ever was on that time. Ever, bro. I remember specifically what they used to wear. White, like a blue shirt, gray shirt, black shirt, nothing like so colorful. And even when it came to like what they call it, school spirit pet rallies, bro, they never was doing no. They might do dress up like their age time. When I say dress up like their age time, like the 70s, the 60s, the 50s, they do that. Now you see the teachers coming to school dressed like the kids, sagging. What type of is this, bro? What type of stuff is this? This never would happen. Most a teacher would do is have one like a old disco afro with some bell bottoms, looking like their time from their time. These teachers coming to school looking like the kids. Why? So the kids and think that's cool. Oh my God, the teacher looks like me. That's so cool. That ain't cool. That's weird. Yo, why the teacher want to dress like the kid? Dress like them. Even if they're gonna do school spirit pep rally, they could dress like adults back then. Throw the adults back. You know what I mean? Because them coming dressed as kids, like as kids, is strange, bro. Who's thinking of that? Who? They need to come dressed as the adults from the 60s, 70s, the 30s, 40s. I ain't trying to diss them, but it's like, yo, take it back that way. Don't come dressed as the kids for them to be like, oh, you look like me. Oh, you gotta sag your pants a little more, show your butt a little more. Imagine teacher sagging, talking about he trying to be like one of come on. He trying to be one of his students. And then he in class like just grabbing on his junk like he in a music video, or he walking down the hall grabbing his junk like this. That's cool. And your child is in the school with this type of person. As an adult, like that's weird. Any normal adult, like, man, I ain't doing none of that. I'm gonna come wearing my regular plain black button up with the gray pants, slacks. You know what I'm saying? Professional. When a teacher not at school, he's gonna wear his golf outfit, his NBA jerseys. You know what I'm saying? Whatever he wears outside, bro. That's a normal teacher. Really, I'm breaking it down. That's really a normal teacher. That's the teachers I done seen teachers outside. They didn't dress like that in school. They was normal. But in school, they went by the dress code specifically and they was professional. Now that is non-existent, bro. Man, take a trip. Yo, bro. Take a trip to your kid's school one day and just look at what I mentioned. Pay attention to outfits. Pay attention to like student teacher interactions. You know what I mean? Whether it be in a conference, I don't know. Some of y'all go to conferences still or whatever. Or it may be like a teacher parent day or something. You know what I mean? Student parent day, whatever, bro. Just go there. Observe some of the outfits. You know what I'm saying? And if you as an adult feel like, dang, I could see why I could be attracted to this, then you understand what I'm saying. If you go to your teacher's parent student teacher conference and you looking at the teacher like, dang, this teacher's attractive, this teacher's hot, then you got a problem. Because, bro, there was I don't know if y'all ever watch Everybody Hates Chris. It's a sitcom with Terry Crews. Terry Crews was the dad, and he had his youngest son, Drew. And Drew was a smart guy. Drew was just like dad. He like would crunch the numbers. Like he was good with numbers. You know what I'm saying? He could add up math multiplication, but for some reason, Drew was struggling in math. You know what I mean? This was one episode, and Chris tried to tutor Drew. Chris is smart as his older brother. Drew still went and was failing the test. So his dad was like, man, let me go to the school and see why he's failing. So, brother, dad pulls up to the school, Terry Crews, bro. And it's like the sexiest teacher teaching Drew and his classmates. This lady got on like a late candle lit dinner, nightgown dress, beautiful makeup, stunning. All the kids in class like this, infatuated with her. And he comes in, he's like, "You the one teaching my son?" Cause you gotta keep in mind, he got a whole wife, family, and all that. He not on that type. He's like, "You the one teaching my son?" She's like, "Yeah, are you just dad?" Try to shake hands. She's like, "No, no, no, I can't shake your hand. First off, you can't really be teaching these kids looking like this." She's like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "This is not appropriate." And he was like, she's like, "Well, these kids are learning." She's like, "Nobody in here is learning anything." So he closed Drew's eyes and he asked him math problems. He's like, "Drew, what's this? What's this?" Drew was like, boom, 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 boom. He took his hands off of Drew's eyes as Drew was looking at the teacher. Bro, Drew was just like starstruck, infatuated. That boy couldn't add no numbers, multiply no numbers, didn't know no math. Only thing he was probably thinking about is how sexy this lady looked to him. And this is a prime example of what's taking place currently. I ain't trying to say they need to have ugly teachers, but they need to have older individuals to where your child, daughter, or son, bruh, is not so like infatuated with this person off attraction or whatever it is, fake friendship. You know what I mean? Cool vibes, fun. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a real episode of Everybody Hates Chris. You know what I'm saying? And I get it, bro. The lady was stunning. But I said he had to switch Drew's class. He switched Drew out of that class, bro. When he switched Drew out of that class, Drew had better grades, bro. I'm talking about better grades, way better than what he was getting. There wasn't failing no tests, wasn't getting F's, none of that, C's, none of that. He was good. But this was what his dad felt like. All right, this was necessary to happen because the point of what I'm saying is his dad was like, man, like this can't be the teacher. Like, you feel me? Because he looking like there's somebody. If I was single on the street, I'd probably be like, "Yo, what's up, baby? How you doing?" You know what I'm saying? I'm Terry. That's how he was looking at it. Like, nah, ain't no way. So he looking like, dang, I see why my son getting F's, failing his test. He not in here learning nothing. All the other boys wasn't learning nothing at all. They were just so like infatuated with this lady, like looking at her like this the whole time. You feel me? And personally, she should have been working in a library or something. Okay? Like just be the sexy librarian. She would have had everybody come to the library just to read books, bro. That would have been more. Nah, yo, that would have been more beneficial for the world in that sense, bro. She had the kids in there, they ain't learning nothing. They just daydreaming like, I wonder what her smell like. You know what I mean? Like all types of crazy stuff. And it's like, bro, nah, man, shouldn't be set up like that, man. That's the wrong setup. And it's traumatizing a lot of the kids because a lot of these people don't even care about the consequence. They don't care about going behind bars. They don't care about losing their careers. They don't care about damaging the quote unquote husband, wives that they have, boyfriend, girlfriend. They don't care about nothing. They just got that greed and lust for something that's in front of them. You feel me? And they like, man, I gotta figure out how to get this out of this thing that's in front of me, even though this thing that's in front of them shouldn't be touched. You know what I'm saying? Should not be touched at all. It's like forbidden to touch this thing in a sense, bro. You know what I mean? This thing right here should not be touched. But the lust and the greed that's in this quote unquote fake teacher, you know what I mean? Prey monster, you know what I mean? It just so much to the point where they just they forget about everything that really matters in life, makes sense. Everything that supposedly is precious to them, like love, family, kids. Because, bro, I'm telling you, when I was looking at some of these cases, bro, I was like, dang, this lady's married. Dang, this other lady got a boyfriend. Dang, this lady, you know what I mean? Like, what's going on here? Who are these people? Like, how are they even getting these jobs? These people look like Baywatch contenders, man. America's Next Top Model contenders. How they getting in these schools, bro? What what site are they applying on? Shut that site down right now. No, I'm laughing, but I'm serious. Shut that site down right now, bro. You know what I'm saying? Or make the job harder for them to get. Make it more harder to where they don't have that type of patience to want to get it. Cause there's too many of them getting into schools, bro. It's like a full infiltration mode right now. Just go to your kid's school. Go to your kid's school. Check it out. But like, man, that dude YS, he just be talking, man. He's a talker. Let me go to the schools. And if you go to the schools and you find any of those teachers super attractive, like back to back to back, that's a problem, bro. That means whoever your child is, if they got that teacher, it might be hard for them to focus sometimes. You might want to have this type of conversation with them and sit them down, be like, look, I know the teacher gonna look good, but you're a kid. You know what I mean? Teacher and kids shouldn't be together. It's not a normal thing. You feel me? Like that. You gotta have that conversation, man. Cause if you don't, bro, I'm telling you, your kid gonna be in there looking like Drew. Drew didn't know nothing. Drew forgot math, his name. He was just like in love with this lady, bro. And his dad was like, dang, like now his dad funny, man. He was like, dang, it's the teacher? He like, you the one teaching my son? Cause he was shocked. He like, nah, you can't be the one teaching my son, miss. It's like you're too beautiful to be here teaching these kids. You need to have a class with all girls or something, you know what I'm saying? But all jokes aside, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. Personally, I don't know what me and you can do. I don't have kids in school, bro. But when my siblings was in school, they used to discuss everything weird and oddball to me. I ain't gonna lie, I'm big, bro. They telling me everything. They telling me this teacher weird, all do weird. You feel me? And I already got them hip. I'm like, oh man, stay away from all them teachers, man. You was a kid, they shouldn't care about you, bro. They need to care about adults. No adult should care about another kid that's not really their kid. It's kind of strange. And they took heed of that, you know what I'm saying? And they was vigilant watching all these people, but you need to have that conversation too, man. And it don't gotta be a scary conversation. Just kind of break it down to them on what to expect, what to look for. You know what I mean? What to be cautious of, so they can have a good experience and not have an adult who's tainted. You know what I mean? 'Cause when we're adults, bro, we kind of tainted in the sense of that part of life, engaging in sexual acts. Kids, unless the kid just has a horrible life growing up where unfortunately they was exposed to that early, they not really on that type of time yet. You know what I mean? So why have somebody who's egregiously tainted, I like that word, egregiously, I mean, tainted, try to steal something innocent away from your child? It's messed up, bro. I want y'all to think about it, these people are people like on the XXX film side. I'm talking about headlock from the back, all types of move, hour session. These are the people they got in here, bro. These people not ready for that lifestyle of teaching and empowerment and you know giving kids knowledge. They just thinking about lust. They just thinking about getting off. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all they've been doing their whole college career. Every weekend, every night, every frat party, they was there. Y'all want to rap about this? You know what I mean? The schools might need an auditing. You know what I'm saying? But who I'm supposed to talk to, man? How do I get in touch with them? Who cares if they listening to what I say? They might just keep it the same because it's been like that for 3 years. Wasn't like that back in the day. Teachers wasn't trying to be cool with you. They ain't even want you to say their first name. They hit you with detention. Or man, that mess up your grades. Or take extra credit away. Or you feel like you just playing disrespect in their face. Now these teachers out here, they just want to do TikToks, dances with you, shake hands with you, put on leather pants with you. Huh? They don't even care about the charges they don't catch when they facing the case. You feel me? Most of them got family, kids, wives, husbands. But I ain't gonna lie, the greed and the lust that's in them is too much. They willing to just throw all of that away. You know what I'm saying? So all I gotta say, sit down with your kid, have a conversation, go smooth. I ain't got the answer like Sway, but I ain't gonna lie. I had youngins in school. They told me it was a couple people that was weird that was around the way. They had to keep eyes on them. You know what I mean? I told them be vigilant, like you spying on them. If they spying on you too. Yeah, I just came and did a quick live about something serious. I don't know if it's in the liking of YouTube, but I still love YouTube. You feel me? Nowadays, school's not the same. It's like the new school. Old days was different. Teachers was actually putting up numbers. I'm learning X plus Z plus Y equals X. You know what I mean? That gonna make something come off of you. Algebra and numbers. Now the numbers is right. Now, only thing teachers is focused on, rocking them colors is bright. And the ladies coming in with the BBLs and the candlelit journals and the candlelit dinner dresses, the ones is tight. What's up, CC Motion? You know what I mean? Trying to get close to your kid. So everything they say and do, the teacher probably go on the hype. Like, yeah, go ahead. I ain't gonna lie, your fit is nice. Every time you crack a joke, they gonna laugh like when you hitting a lake. All they really want is to get one thing. So they try and break them down, shatter the barrier. You know what I'm saying? Take your kid away from you. They could confide in them, trying to get near to you. You gotta drop the convo on them, put them on source. Because if they don't really get this information, some of them might be lost, thinking they cool or something. They on top feeling like boss, like a youngin' messing with a kid. Because you know back then, everybody so thirsty trying to grow up. You feel me? You feel me, man? Everybody thirsty back then trying to grow up, man. CC Motion, love you for joining the live, broski. But, you know what I mean? It was a good live, man, about something serious. Had that convo, man. Have that convo with your kids, man. It's important. I did a quick little freestyle about the whole paraphrase the live. Back then, the teacher was granny mode, you know what I mean? If it was a good looking teacher, it was one or two, but they wasn't trying to be close to you at all, bro. At all. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying all of them wasn't like that, but it wasn't like a million cases about this, bro. Now it's a million. Look them up, man. It's a million of them. They don't even hit social media as much, but it's a million of them cases, bro. And knowing the outcome of what comes with that is like, man, you think these folks will be scared? You think they'll be worried? They not worried, bro. They just greedy and lustful. Greedy and lustful. They coming in there trying to impress the kids with their style of dressing. It's like, yo, bro, why you want to impress some kids? Is that stemming from low self-esteem to try to impress some kids? Let the kids impress the kids. You're an adult. If you worry about impressing anyone, impress the adults. You know what I'm saying? But you know the adults gonna see you and be like, ew. Because they can see that, look, you ain't been living right and it's starting to show on you, but the kids can't see that yet, though. So they might be like, oh, you're so cool. No, you're not cool. You're just strange. You know what I'm saying? And, bro, I'm telling you, man, it's a serious thing, man. Whoever takes heed of the message, you know, you'll understand what I'm saying. Whoever doesn't, you know, hopefully nothing transpires on that level, man. Just educate your children, man, your youngins, man. I had to do that with my siblings early, man. You know what I mean? I had sisters and brothers, so I put them on. You know what I'm saying? So do yourself a favor and put your child on, man. It gets serious out here, man. It gets scary out here, man. And the place you would think was safe is like now is much unsafer. Not just because of, you know, what they project out there, the COD, you know, AK-47 welder. But now the threat is in the classroom every day with no one watching them. You feel me? Disguised as a teacher, looking at the options, seeing who's available, who they can get to. That's the issue now. Yeah, there's the COD AK-7 welder, but this one is like that man's outside, got to get in. These people are in already. They in there already. They been in there for a minute. I don't know how they got in there. Like I said, they gotta shut down that website, but they are already in there, man. So I feel like it's more scarier. You know what I'm saying? It's much more scarier having the kids in there with the actual threat. That other COD AK-7 wheeler is still a threat, but now this is more of a serious threat, man. Just a quick message for y'all. Love y'all. You know, watch the live if you missed it. If you didn't, you tune in. I appreciate you for tuning in. You know, love. I'm out of here.